The White House YouTube channel is getting absolutely slammed in comments where they're still allowed, and in the ratio of likes to dislikes, with basically every video since the inauguration of Joe Biden having a much higher dislike ratio to likes. The most popular president in all of the world's history, Joe Biden, when you look at the numbers organically, doesn't seem to be doing all that well with the people. It's almost like he's doing well with only the media. But let's take a look. So starting with the inauguration, and this is when they were still dumb enough to have the comments on, although there is a First Amendment question there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. When they're still dumb enough to have the comments on, they do have quite a bit of negative comments. YouTube removing dislikes by the thousands, but can't keep up. The crime is complete. Liars and cheaters in office. I wonder who is manipulating the dislike number. True dislike number well over 100,000. But even with allegations of YouTube manipulating the amount of likes versus dislikes, they're still losing at an over 4-to-1 ratio on dislikes to likes. Guys, this is really, really terrible analytics for a YouTube channel at all. You should not be having 5-to-1 dislikes versus likes. It should be hundreds to one likes versus dislikes. They're losing 10K to 47K. That's crazy. And that's just the inauguration. Next, the work begins. Oh, and yes, more comments. Biden's first thing, don't have a heart attack. YouTube can't remove dislikes faster than the people can create them. Most popular president ever. 4,000 to 22,000, an over 5-to-1. Over 5-to-1 like to dislike to like ratio on this one. And we're going to see soon how those comments have been working out. The next one. President Biden signs executive orders and other presidential actions. 32,000 dislikes to 6,000 likes. Again, 5-to-1. 5-to-1. Comments are still on. Someone's getting fired tomorrow. They are getting blown out in these comment sections. The next one. Biden swears in day one presidential appointees. 27,000 likes or dislikes to 6,000. And remember, people are dropping allegations in pretty much all of the comments that YouTube is actively removing dislikes. And we've seen them do this before at the behest of, some sort of initiative to remove dislikes from channels and from videos specifically. We've seen it you may not have, but I have personally seen it on big AAA video game studios when they are getting blasted for putting out some garbage, political things. This happens. YouTube does manipulate likes versus dislikes, and they're still getting killed. They've got some choice quotes. I don't want my kids growing up in a racial jungle, quoting Biden, and Joe Biden is a segregationist, quoting Kamala Harris. Remember, the internet doesn't forget. So now we have the White House turning towards, sensibility. And these are with today's videos. Today's videos comments are turned off. No more of those pesky memories. Those pesky memories of past things that Biden and Kamala may have said. And no more accusations of dislike to like manipulation. Although they're still getting creamed. 11,000 dislikes. This is on a 2-hour live stream. That's a lot of dislikes coming from someone who does lots of live streams. Here we go. Press briefing by Press Secretary Jen Psaki. I don't know how to say her name. This is a newer one. Not very many views. Still a 3-to-1 dislike to like ratio. Comments still turned off. Biden delivers remarks and signs executive orders. Closer here, but this is still a fresh video, and we will possibly see the numbers increase as well. Comments turned off, and this one is from yesterday still, the press briefing yesterday. So this 10,000 to 4,300 comments are turned off. The White House has quickly learned its lesson. It doesn't want to hear from the people. It's afraid. It's afraid of the people's responses. Here's their newest video. President Biden takes action on COVID. 6,700 views only. This is fresh, only a few minutes ago, and still almost 700 dislikes to 200 likes. They're turning the comments off because they can't deal with just how much people have shattered the illusion that this president is popular. They don't like him. He's not likable. It doesn't add up with what people are seeing in the media versus what is organically showing up. And this is post allegations of manipulation by YouTube in removing those dislikes. And there are all sorts of ways that happens. But here's the real legal question. Can the White House turn off comments? Maybe. Should they be able to? In my opinion, no. No, I don't think so at all. I don't think that the White House should be able to turn off or censor content or censor commentary unless it is a specifically illegal thing, which is very, very minimal when it comes to speech. And this is based on several recent decisions over the past couple years, including regarding Donald Trump's Twitter feed. Donald Trump's Twitter, he was notoriously blocking journalists and other people. This went to court, and it went to the appeals court. And the appeals court said that Donald Trump could not do that, that his Twitter account was, his personal Twitter account was effectively a public forum and a government space because it was occupied by the president of the United States. And if the president or his staff were to take action against people based on their speech, despite it being his personal Twitter page, if they were to take action against him due to their speech, then that was a violation of the First Amendment. And in many ways, this is similar. Now, there are distinct differences, and the case law on this is not universal. It's not clear. This is still an emerging thing. The idea that government places on social media, in fact, create government public forums is an idea that is still being explored. Now, you have to have a government space because the First Amendment only applies to the government, not to private entities. It can apply to private entities in very rare cases where they become quasi-government actors, where they're acting on behalf of a government. That hasn't really applied to social media yet. That's more for other sorts of things. But in this instance, we have an open question. Can they remove these things? On Twitter, where they're deleting individual comments or commenters or blocking individual people, the court has said no. The appeals court, the Supreme Court has not weighed in on this. The court says, no, you can't do that. We've seen it on Facebook pages with much less prominent politicians, even going down to a local school board person who created an official school board Facebook page for her seat on the school board. Not for the school board entirely, but for her seat as I think she was chair of the school board. She blocked someone for only a short matter of time, and that person sued, and the Fourth Circuit actually said, nope, they cannot block people for the contents of their speech unless it's specifically illegal types of speech. We're talking about, things that are overtly and obviously illegal, not just comments that they disagree with or even agree with. The government cannot take this action. So the White House may be, in fact, violating the First Amendment. That's an open question. What is not an open question is just how negatively they are reacting to the negative interaction that they're getting. Their channel is getting crushed because the organic numbers do not suggest that Biden is the most popular president in history or anything anywhere near the sort. If he was, we would see much better performance on the videos, and we would see much better like to dislike ratios than 5-1 in opposition of what this administration is saying. But anyway, I saw this. I thought it was hilarious. Figured I'd share it with you guys. If you like these types of stories with sometimes a dash of some legal content thrown in, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and tell me what you think my comments will be on. Talk to you soon. Peace. Peace.